This is part 2 of Unit A, Lesson 2, the atom, parts, and structure. So we're going to do a little bit of practice. How many neutrons does chlorine have? Note, this chlorine is a C and then an L, but the L has to be lowercase. Remember I said only the first letter of your element is capitalized. So just be aware it's Cl, not Ci. So chlorine, Cl. We have the atomic number, which when the atom is electrically neutral, we have the same number of protons and electrons. The atomic number really only tells us which one. The protons, because the number of protons never changes for an element. The symbol name and the atomic mass in AMU, or atomic mass unit. So if you know how to do this, hit pause, get your answer. So the mass number is 35.45. Wait, if protons weigh 1 and neutrons weigh 1, how do I get a decimal answer for my mass when I add protons and neutrons? Well, some atoms of chlorine have a mass of 36, and some atoms of chlorine have a mass of 35. This tells us that some atoms of chlorine have more what? More neutrons, because the only thing that makes up the mass is the protons and the neutrons, because electrons weigh 0 AMU. So if we're talking about the mass, it's the total protons and total neutrons. So if some of the chlorines are heavier than other chlorines, that means some of them have more neutrons, because every single atom of chlorine will always have 17 what? Protons. Starts out with 17 electrons, but that can change. Atoms of the same element with different numbers of neutrons are called what? Isotopes. All right. So if we back up and some of the chlorines weigh 36 and some of them weigh 35. That's how it happens in real life. If you take a handful of chlorine, some of them weigh 36, some of them weigh 35. They find the weighted average, and that's how they get this number. So they don't just take 35 plus 36 divided by 2. They say, oh, well, if I look at any sample of chlorine, approximately 40% of them weigh 35, and 60% of them weigh 36, and then they take that average. So they combine all that. You're not going to get retested on that, but I'm just reminding you. Okay, so let's go back to our question. How many neutrons does chlorine have? The mass number is 35.45, rounded to the nearest whole number. So does that round up to 36 or round down to 35? Well, we're going to the ones place, so we only look at the next place value. The 4 makes it do what? Round down, so our mass number is 35. What are the two subatomic particles that have mass that we count? Protons and neutrons. How much do they each weigh? 1 AMU. Each proton weighs 1 AMU, each neutron weighs 1 AMU. Again, if it helps you to think that an atom of chlorine weighs 35 pounds and each proton is a pound and each neutron is a pound, that's okay while we're getting started. We know the total weight of the atom is 35 AMU, or 35 pounds, and we know we have how many protons in chlorine? 17. So we know the total is 35. 17 of that is because of the protons, which means how much is left over? 18. So from 35 total AMU, or 35 pounds, 17 AMUs, or 17 pounds, are from protons, and 18 pounds, or 18 AMUs, are from the neutrons. Huge idea. Every atom of an element has the same number of blank. The number of blank starts out the same as the number of protons, but can change. They can be gained or lost or shared. The number of blank can also vary between atoms of the same element. And of course, every atom of an element has the same number of protons. This is the atomic number. The number of electrons starts out the same as the number of protons, but it can change when electrons are lost or shared or gained. The number of neutrons can also vary between atoms of the same element. If they do, what's that vocabulary word? It's isotopes. All right, so make sure that you have a good grasp on this. Rewatch it if you need to. And the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to proceed to the worksheet. So the worksheet's at that link. Again, there's just no way I can grade everybody's overnight. I'm sorry, I wish I could, but here's the answer key. Check it yourself. Then, if you get some wrong and you don't understand them, email me, Skype me, whatever. Contact me so I can help you. If you got a perfect on your practice test, take the quiz. If you did not, then review your notes, see your teacher for help, ask your learning coach for help, study, etc. Then when you're ready, take the A.02 quiz, and remember to practice your flashcards daily. Again, any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Remember, the whole point of this unit is to help you, to make sure that you are ready for the next 2 units, which definitely get harder. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that to be very upfront with you so we can all be best prepared to start. So, see me when you need help. Do your flashcards. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.